solve one of the biggest mysteries of our lives. Module 5, Conflict Management. In the workplace, at times, you might find yourself involved in lots of projects and work groups. All work you do is done in teams, and at times, the way people do things don't sit well with you. Hence, this module will walk you how to approach the situation of conflict management and how to deal with problems that arise at the workplace. How to deal with fear of conflict management. At times, you find yourself having conversations in your head about an issue that is bugging you constantly. However, it's easier to have it in your head than confront the person. This may happen again, but if it keeps happening, you must act before it becomes a pressing issue that is interfering with your work. Here are some tips on how to approach the fear of conflict. Here are a couple of guidelines on how to hold a proper conflict confrontation. First, you need to prepare yourself on tackling the issue at hand. So, state the issue in 1 or 2 fact-based sentences. For example, you are upset that your coworker hasn't done the work that was assigned and you have not seen any new work on his end. Instead of saying, "I don't like that you didn't take the initiative to get the work done," instead, you can rephrase it the following way. State the facts. The assignment was given to us to complete over this 2-week period, and it appears there has been no contribution on your end. Try to avoid using the I language when addressing the issue. The facts are harder to dispute. However, the I feel clause can be easy to refute by your coworker. Next, once you have delivered your concern, do not argue during the confrontation. Once you have told them what the issue is, you should let them voice their comments and concerns. Many times, the conversation will end there with a mutual agreement on how to fix things immediately. Furthermore, even before you make the confrontation, you should figure out how you want the conflict resolution you want. If you already know what exactly you want to say in the confrontation, that is where you move the conversation. Don't argue aimlessly about something like how they didn't help with the project. This isn't the issue, and don't let that distract you from accomplishing the goal. Your response should lead with the following statement. It would be beneficial if you could in the future make time to set up a work schedule and complete the work by the given timeline. Next, focus on the real issue that you are unhappy with. We all know that the other party will come up with a counter-argument to dispute your claim. Always stick to the issue at hand and avoid all temptation to engage in the argument. Negotiate with them, but don't get into the fight outright. The main takeaway from the confrontation is to not say something when you are angry or upset about the work being done. If you cannot stand up and say something that is bothering you, who else will? Conflict management for projects. Many times, in the workplace, we will find ourselves working in teams on projects and designs, etc. The setup of this matrix structure, or different people working together, will mean that there will be conflicting ideas and arguments that will arise. Knowing how to navigate working in team projects will save time, team efficiency, and help improve work relations between you and your coworkers. Here are some tips on how to resolve issues that arise when working on projects with your team. A surefire way to help resolve conflict is to use the Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument, or TKI, that helps you work out a preferred style of handling conflict in situations. It provides you several methods in which you can resolve the issue, and this will be mentioned below. TKI is a useful tool to help understand what your options are when dealing with an issue and how to deal with the conflict. What TKI does is, first and foremost, it recognizes issues that you look at and helps you understand what the other options that are available to you. And second, it has a good outline of some basic principles to help you understand the situation and apply the problem-solving tools to the issue. The methods that you can apply to conflict management are outlined below. Assertiveness and cooperativeness. The TKI model helps you assess the situation in two different aspects. The first being assertiveness. To what extent will you be able to take your concerns at the cost of others? And the latter being cooperativeness. To what extent are you willing to go to help appease someone's concerns? This is a great tool that you can use. Connect with your HR department and see if they will have the tool to get the TKI assessment so you can find out what your personal style. Even if you haven't taken the test, here are some of the management style overviews that you can utilize to deal with the conflicts at hand. The competing conflict mode. This kind of style is more authoritative. It's assertive, which makes it a style that isn't cooperative. You impose your opinion and the other must follow it. This competing mode can only be used when you have legitimate power or authority over a person or situation. For example, you are in a management position, or you can control a situation as you oversee the budget for the finance department, or you have expert knowledge of the subject matter over someone else. This style is very much not a resolving style, but a more move forward with the project type of style. Use it with caution when approaching issues of legal or safety matters. The accommodating conflict mode. This kind of style is where you cater more to the needs of others over your own. However, don't use this technique too often. Otherwise, you will appear to be too soft and will be easily undermined. The avoiding conflict mode. This kind of style is where you avoid the conflict and not engage in the conflict at all. This is seen as unassertive at times, since you are not taking active initiative in resolving the issue. However, you must still find time to address the issue at hand. An example could be, you see two people who are having a heated conversation about who should get the merger account. You intervene in the situation and tell one of them to take a break and cool off. And you will help them resolve the situation when everyone is level-headed. Here, you have postponed the discussion about the problem to deal with it at a better time, and you have moved the situation from escalating to something worse. The collaborating conflict mode. This style is very much both collaborative and assertive in its nature. Here, you don't avoid the conflict as the previous method, but you tackle it head-on and work to come up with solution to where the issue is resolved. You need to be pragmatic and level-headed to gain trust of your team and other associates when engaging with this style. For example, you have a project that is coming due and that you have 3 people working towards completing the task. However, you notice that work seems to be moving at a slower pace when you expected. Here, once you notice that there's some tension between the teammates, you would have to resolve the conflict between them. You need to have a discussion on the issue and mediation. The compromising conflict mode. This kind of style is an I'll meet you halfway kind of style where you moderate in assertiveness and cooperativeness. You know exactly what you want, but don't agree with the other person's solution. So, you need to give up a little of your opinion to accommodate the other person's ideas a bit as well. Here, you come to a situation where everyone is appeased without causing too much rift in your work relationship. A couple of tips you could use here would be discussion, negotiation, and exchanging concessions. Mediating where you both give up something in exchange of a project to move forward. You should now have the tools on how to handle the idea of what conflict management is and not have anything to fear when confronting your coworkers. Furthermore, you now have flexibility of utilizing different management styles that you can apply to the problem at hand. Best of luck! You should now have knowledge on how to handle with the fear of handling a problem and approach the problem without any problem at all. Furthermore, we have equipped you with the skills to handle different kinds of situations with different types of leadership styles that you can employ to solve them. Now, you should have no problems dealing with conflicts at the workplace and be able to work them out with these helpful hints. This is your friend, Claudia Soriano, signing off